Okay, everyone, fasten your seatbelts because this is going to get ugly, like reality TV. Producers taking notes. The young doctor just revealed even the love and hip-hop cameras were unable to document this degree of treachery, and believe me when I say that the receipts were. Because guess what? Kendra was in a ride-or-die situation. The jock not only spilled the tea, but also tossed the entire pot, kettle, and burner. Claimed to have been riding with Scrappy the entire time. Yes, that Scrappy who swore up and fumbled relationships like it was his day job. Discovered that he was only friends with Kendra, but those leaked chats and hotel receipts paint a different picture. Thus, the internet is now in flames. Out for vengeance, and Kendra, well, let's just say, may require legal counsel and a public relations team. Meanwhile, Scrappy Cole has become utterly silent, which only makes it appear 10 times worse. So let's talk about how serious this betrayal is, what receipts Jock has, and why he's selecting this moment to drop this bombshell. Just when we believed that young Jock had finally found his groove as a good guy, he suddenly appeared, lounging in his barbershop and dispensing life advice like Steve Harvey. Drops a bomb so ugly that even the makers of hip-hop and love were shaken. This isn't just some little reality TV drama though. This is treachery on a whole new level. Let's fast forward to when Kendra Robinson, Jock's wife, was out there telling the world it was like Shakespearean backstabbing with a Gucci belt. She was too good for Jock's previous relationship, stating that she is a lawyer and not with the nonsense, while Jock is constantly attempting to persuade on podcasts. The world that he has changed and is adorable, but it turns out that while Kendra was preoccupied with mocking Jock's crazy past, his sister may have had a couple. These skeletons were wearing Lil Scrappy's chain, and those were her own skeletons. Yes, you heard me, Scrappy, the same Scrappy who was crying outside over. It makes sense now that Bambi is stating that he wants his family back, even though he was supposedly playing family with Kendra behind Jock's back. Obtains juicy sources, and by sources I mean some snoopy people who have screenshots claim that Jock discovered the truth in the most inconvenient way conceivable, not by. Rumors didn't even come from sloppy group discussions. Instead, he learned about it via hard copy receipts that claimed the Jock had obtained hotel reservation text messages. And even some financial transfers that imply Scrappy and Kendra were far closer than they ought to have been, as you are all already aware in the world of. Money transfers in celebrity scandals are comparable to leaving your fingerprints at the scene of a murder. But let's discuss these texts because Jock wasn't just receiving nice messages, oh no, this was quite rude. It seems that Scrappy and Kendra were communicating in code. I don't regret anything you always do, but you got me twisted up with codes, not just ordinary ones. One message was purportedly read, "You spent the entire previous season crying about how much you wanted Bambi back, and now we're talking about it. Excuse me, but you knew where my heart was." Concerning remorse and emotions, this man is a professional blunderer, and it gets worse. According to another message, I detest skulking around like this. We deserve to be content to sneak around at this point. Since there's no turning back now, Kendra might as well grab her lawyer's badge and go directly to divorce court. The odd aspect is that, according to the story, the athlete wasn't even searching for this. Yes, he wasn't even out here acting as a detective. Someone sent him. Imagine going about your daily business, attempting to manage your small barbershop, when suddenly a random number sends you screenshots of your. The real question is who sent the receipts, because if there's one thing we know about your wife and your friend acting like a situationship, then this is it. Leaks don't happen by mistake, according to Hollywood drama. Someone wanted Jock to know that someone wanted this to be made public, and you know what that means. Now let's analyze this rationally. If Kendra and Scrappy were indeed out here being sly, then someone close to them is involved. There is a snitch in the gang. Someone was waiting for the right opportunity to spill the tea, and since they knew and disapproved, someone became enraged enough to expose them. Now we could sit here all day and guess who it was, but as you are all aware, there are rumors circulating that Bambi might be involved. Yes, Bambi Scrappy's ex-wife is the same. Bambi played again before leaving. Listen, I'm not claiming she leaked it, but I'm also not denying it either, since consider. Who else would be petty enough to ensure that this garbage reached Joke in the most degrading manner? Who else would have access to Scrappy's messages? Scrappy was a compulsive Lynn stepper, as Bambi may have said, but this is absolutely bad. And this is where things get really nasty, because if, indeed, this indicates that Scrappy was not only out there destroying his own marriage, but also acting as an undercover lover in Jock's marriage. However, as you can see, Jock he's not one of those quiet, let's deal with this privately kind of guys. No, the Jock is petty. You all recall how he made Kendra look bad on national television. Jock didn't simply sit on this information, so if you thought that was awful the last time, you're not prepared for what he just did next. I need you all to realize how crazy this is in the world of celebrities when you cry about it behind closed doors. But this man went straight to the internet. When you uncover your spouse cheating, you typically file a lawsuit, post a few ambiguous "I deserve better" messages on Instagram, and quietly go on, but the Jock chose violence instead. Because Jock launched his podcast, went live on Instagram, and began spilling tea as if he was getting paid within hours of receiving those receipts. As you can see here, he wasn't even attempting to be elegant about it. I wish them the best, but let's keep it a secret. This man was giggling. Joker once remarked, "I was wondering why my wife was always so invested in Scrappy's love life like that," while cracking jokes and dragging the two of them. When he discovered that the girl was merely monitoring her own circumstances, he went further because of the Jock. Damn her, us PR team or something, didn't just criticize Kendra and Scrappy. He essentially warned the business as a whole to keep him off the group conversation if they had secrets. "I told you to quit messing with me because I have enough receipts to make love and make hip-hop stop itself. You keep talking trash, and I have to start dropping them." He's now holding the entire hip-hop community hostage. And when Baby Jock claimed to have time today, this problem just got started because, if you thought, just wait until you hear what Scrappy did next. After young Jock broke the bombshell, social media was ablaze with rumors. Exposing them was crazy. At first, everyone was attempting to discover how deep this scandal actually went, from blogs to Instagram comment sections to group chats. People assumed this was just another love and hip-hop gimmick or staged drama for the ratings, but it was actually personal, and the Jock's movements. Oh, he wasn't doing this for influence. Rather, he was out to control Blood Scrappy's harm. Let's now discuss Lil Scrappy, as this man was scurrying around seen most. When caught in a scandal like this, individuals tend to do one of three things: play the victim, act like they're the victim, or remain mute and let the drama fade. Come clean, apologize, and let people move on. They're being lied to. But Scrappy, no. He chose the worst path possible rather than cleaning his name. Stepped up the lies, as if we hadn't already seen the receipts. Late at night, Scrappy Hops appeared anxious on Instagram Live, and you all know that face. Began pacing back and forth while massaging his head as if he had just learnt that his car had been repoed. His first words were, "Man, do you guys think anything, bro? Talk. You guys simply follow everything the internet says, which is absurd. Oh, here's the old-fashioned way. You guys think whatever defense, sir. But this isn't only. This isn't just a random Twitter rumor." But Scrappy wasn't finished when the internet-talking Jock took away the screenshots, receipts, cash transfers, and hotel reservations. "Jock, my brother man, we've been through too much for him to be out here spreading lies, and I would never do that to him," Kendra said. To be clear, Scrappy could have simply accepted responsibility. "Married woman, bro, you guys need to quit teasing people by their names. Have claimed that I made a mistake, was in a foul mood, or something. But instead, he tried to gaslight the entire internet as if we didn't trust you. Nobody is Scrappy because, let's face it, this isn't the first time he's been messy in a relationship. Recall when Bambi called him out on cheating? Like he was in a relay race, this man kept switching between Erica Dixon, Shay Johnson, and Bambi, and the worst thing was when Scrappy. As someone else prepared to spill even more tea while Bambi was out there disputing everything, guess who got her revenge? Yes, Bambi decided she had time today. Since leaving Scrappy, Bambi had been silent. She had already talked about how he treated her and had distanced herself from him. But this was, think about it, Scrappy was playing both of them if he was snooping on Kendra and still pleading with Bambi to take him back. What exactly did Bambi do? She posted this shady little message on Instagram stories, saying that some of you males truly believe you are untouchable, like no matter what. How often do you all lie and cheat? Karma won't come up with you, but believe me, it always does. No names, no details, but she already knew before she ever hit the streets who she was referring to, and as if that weren't enough, Bambi went live with the perfect appearance, sipping a pricey beverage and giggling. I felt like I had seen it all, but this is the messiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Listen to what Bambi was having. Having a great time seeing Scrappy's life fall apart, and then she claimed that the true dagger men enjoy playing dumb when they are discovered, but trust me, it's not. If you did it, own it, stand on it, and bomb. She just validated everything. Now, Scrograph is truly drowning because no one is lying to you or making anything up. His own ex-wife is now co-signing the drama, so it's not only the jock who is exposing him. If it gets any worse, Kendra finally speaks at this point. Kendra Robinson has been extremely quiet, no posts, interviews, or anything. But when a scandal becomes too significant to ignore, a public relations team must intervene. When Kendra finally released a statement, did she retract it, clarify it, or apologize? No, she released the most well-considered and lawyer-approved statement. Thank you, girl. I will never engage in rumors, gossip, or false information since my marriage is my business, and I will not let outside noise control my truth. Bye. As everyone knows, when someone claims that they are not spreading rumors, it indicates that they are factual, and the internet gave her the opportunity to do so. They were all pulling her, sis. Just say you did it and leave. You ruined your entire marriage for Scrappy Jockey. He should have those children's DNA tested right away. The saddest part is that you know who is watching this whole disaster happen and getting the last love, young Jock, while Kendra was out here attempting to contain the damage. Following Bambi's criticism of Scrappy's deception and Kendra's weak statement, the Jock uploaded a video of himself laughing to Instagram with no caption. Jock claimed to be watching the surface while enjoying a cup of tea, and to be honest, he kind of won. Scrappy was apprehended, Kendra was being pulled, and Bambi was someplace. Jock is just sitting back and watching to see how much worse this gets because, believe me, it's not over yet. She laughed her way to the bank. While the internet is going crazy about Scrappy's drowning, Kendra is avoiding gunfire and Bambi is drinking tea. However, the mess isn't finished yet because just young Jock chose to go nuclear when we believed the scandal had peaked, and this was the last blow to the role that Jock had been playing up until that point. Insinuating amusement on Instagram and allowing Scrappy to dig his own grave is cool, but in his Instagram live tirade, Scrappy made a huge mistake. Went too far, he added, saying, "Man, you love drama. You love tearing people down, and you act like you know what's going on, but you don't know the half. Jock is my brother, and he's simply talking out of his neck. If Jock was upset earlier, I don't need to justify myself to anyone. He was enraged because C-Joker wasn't just a random guy talking. Rather, he was a man with a great deal of knowledge. So when he took the mic that night, he jumped on. Let's just say that he let everything go on his radio show. It's funny how men pretend to be victims when they are exposed. But let me be clear, I'm not saying anything like that. Wasn't accurate, and if you want to act foolish, let's discuss it. Let's talk about the other times you've been out here moving recklessly. The reason your marriage failed is because when Bambi left you, you were crying in my direct messages. Oh my God, Jock had a ton of receipts and Scrappy. When he realized he had no way out, Jock used his greatest power move to say, "If I was lying, why did you call me right after I said it? Why did you text me? We need to discuss. If he is so innocent, why are you freaking out for Kay?" At this time, Scrappy was unable to speak and was unable to dispute it. The internet went crazy as he finished, and the hashtags #Scrappy exposed #J said what he said #Bambi was right to begin trending memes. Clips of Scrappy's previous love and hip-hop altercations were being shared online, with people saying things like, "Bro, you had all this passion for other fellas, but now you quiet, even celebs started." In response to Swanna's tweet, "Ain't NOA, Scrappy was caught like this." As you can see, LM Charleston White had to say something, so he went live to discuss Scrappy Boy. "Arrived looking awful. You've messed up too much. Go sit somewhere, son." And then Bambi suddenly doubled down. At this moment, She had already told everyone that Scrappy was lying, but she wanted to say one last thing before going live again when Jock revealed those text messages. And she was enjoying her drink while browsing through her phone this time. She had her hair and nails done and appeared unconcerned as ever. After allowing the remarks to flow, she continued, "Ladies, this is why you have to let a man disgrace himself, because trust me, he will." Boone never mentions names when she drops the mic because everyone knows who she's talking about. And suddenly Scrappy wasn't only exposing himself. So let's dissect this stance. With all of this commotion, we must determine who truly prevailed. Scrappy lost severely. When he was caught creeping with Kendra, his ex-wife made fun of him, and his best friend lost all credibility by attempting to deceive Kendra online. Even worse, she was humiliated for cheating with Scrappy of all people, lost her reputation as a moral lawyer, and had to sit there as the Jock received the last. Bambi laughed and, without even trying, proved that she was correct about Scrappy. She then left, appearing unconcerned and busy. The biggest winner, young Jock, not only exposed Scrappy but also destroyed him. He sat back and allowed the receipts to speak for themselves, making it appear as though he was the only one. The craziest thing is that, despite telling the truth, Jock never had to apologize because, let's face it, he was already in this situation. Nobody is going to forget the scandal anytime soon. Scrappy's entire image was built around being a family man who was honest and learned from his faults. However, he now gets comments from individuals every time he posts, such as Kendra, asking Jockey to always be honest when he goes live. When Bambi publishes, people will remark, "Girl, you got off easy," and Kendra should keep quiet for a while because once the internet turns on you, you won't be able to returning. But let's give the credit where credit is due. Jock played this flawlessly. He waited for the ideal opportunity, uttered only the facts, and then simply relaxed and allowed Scrappy to ruin himself. Eventually, the truth always surfaces. The only question now is, who will be the next to come to light? Because this drama demonstrated that these reality stars continue to be messy, and the internet will constantly be watching the conclusion of this drama. Crazy, but tell me, you guys think Scrappy will ever get over this, or is his reputation permanently damaged? What about? Should Kendra ask Jock to take her back? Drop your ideas in the oven. Remarks, as I am aware that you all have something to express. And remember, if you desire to follow every recent celebrity scandal, specialty, and shocking scandals, click like, subscribe, and turn on those alerts that you would prefer not to miss what's going to happen next.